Where do we start? What's going on, guys? JSGC here, and we are here for another Manchester City video. Today we're going to be doing my match review, match reaction, match analysis of Manchester City's victory over Sheffield United in the Premier League. Manchester City leaving it very late and doing the heart no good there with a goal for Erling Haaland before an equaliser came in from Jayden Bogle late on from Sheffield United, and then a Rodri rocket sealing the deal for Manchester City very late on in this game. So before we digest all the talking points and all the analysis, all there is to react to, make sure, like always, if you are enjoying the content, please do subscribe to my channel. We're on that big push now to 32,000 subscribers, less than 500 subs away, so any help towards that would be much appreciated. Also, don't forget as well, social media links, they're in the description below and sliding across at the bottom of the screen if you want to go and follow me on my Twitter and Instagram. Email also in the description too if you want to hit me up for any sponsorship for any videos or any general business inquiries. Also, don't forget, TikTok link in the description if you want to go and follow me on there. Please do leave a thumbs up as well. 200 likes is the aim, and also don't forget as well to leave your thoughts what you make of this performance from Manchester City in the comments below. So I think we're just going to dive in, and firstly we'll just run this chronologically. We'll speak about the first half and then we'll speak about the second half. First half from Manchester City, it was very frustrating. It was summed up best by Manchester City having a goal disallowed, missing a good opportunity through Julian Alvarez, and a really good save made by Wes Foderingham in goal for Sheffield United, who I thought had a brilliant game in this match, and also Erling Haaland, of course, missing that penalty. We've also got some penalty talking points to speak about first. So we'll start first with the offside goal for Manchester City. Nathan Ake putting the ball into the back of the net. Disappointing for Manchester City to be offside from a free kick where the ball's stationary. You can look across the line. To me, when you're attacking the set piece, you can look across that line. You have time to do that. You shouldn't be offside when a free kick's getting whipped in my complete honest opinion. They never showed any replays of it, but so I'm going to have to presume that it was offside, and it's disappointing for Manchester City that we were offside from a free kick. In my opinion, you should be timing your run correctly. That should have been 1-0 Manchester City, and that should have been all anxiety really brushed under the carpet relatively early in the first half. It wasn't to be. We were creating not too much. We only had, in my opinion, a couple of really good chances in that first half. A really good bit of hold-up play by Erling Haaland, which I was very impressed with in this game for Haaland's hold-up play. Manages to cause problems for the defenders. Released Julian Alvarez, who, in my opinion, I thought, with how defensive Sheffield United were, I thought he was playing in too deep of a role. I would like to have seen Man City adapt the formation and gone literally with two strikers, and Alvarez, rather than playing behind Erling Haaland, playing alongside Erling Haaland. It was taking two defenders to mark Erling Haaland, so it was creating space. And that opportunity that when it was released to Julian Alvarez, I thought he should have scored. It was equally a very good save from Wes Foderingham, but that was kind of the only time in the game that we saw really good link-up play between Haaland and Alvarez, and I wasn't too sure why, considering how much of a low block was in place from Sheffield United. And I thought there was a couple of other bits from Manchester City in this game that we normally see that we didn't really see. Jack Grealish always wants to get it onto his right foot, go to the byline. He didn't really go to the byline, but when he did, Man City had great success, including him getting an assist for the first goal. Kyle Walker, Rodri got forward in the second half, and it made Man City much better, but in the first half, didn't see it as much, when normally we would. And this was the kind of game I'd like to have seen Man City attack a little bit more. It became abundantly clear very early on the approach from Sheffield United was going to be that defensive approach. So it's up to Manchester City to break them down as quickly as possible. But biggest talking point, that handball, which I thought, in my opinion, was a handball. He's sliding in. The problem is, if his hand's on the floor to hold his balance, I have no problem. I don't think that should be a handball. It wasn't. He led the arm away from his body. It came out like this, and the ball hits his arm, and as it hits his arm's in an unnatural position, and the handball's given. I thought the correct decision was made by the referee. People have been saying it was a really poor penalty by Erling Haaland. I didn't think it was a poor penalty. Disappointing not to put it on target with how big the goal is, in my opinion, should always, first and foremost with your penalties, be putting them on target. I could see what Erling Haaland was aiming for. Low down, powerful, into the bottom corner. You're always looking for that side net. If you want to hit the inside of the post and put it in, them shots from the penalty spot are unsavable. And half a yard to the left-hand side from Erling Haaland, it would have been the perfect penalty. And it's fine margins in football, in particular in the Premier League at the top end, at the top level. They're the fine margins that you're looking at, and it just felt like it was going to be one of them frustrating days for Manchester City. So we tell our players to push further forward. We go out all guns blazing second half, and finally Jack Grealish, trying to get it onto his right foot, eventually decides, you know what, I'll go to the byline, put the ball in, and there's Erling Haaland at the back post, peels off his defender. Good bit of attacking play, nods the ball home and gives Manchester City the lead. And I think Erling Haaland's reaction said it all. A huff of the cheeks, celebrates with Manchester City, and we got the job done. And this match, I said in my live watch along, felt like the Nottingham Forest game last season, where Manchester City huffed and puffed, eventually found that goal, and then just go to sleep and allow Sheffield United that one opportunity to be able to score. And I will say that once Man City took the lead and Sheffield United decided to take the game to us, I can understand why they don't. Because if you get it wrong, Man City will punish you and you will end up on the receiving end of a hiding. However, I thought Sheffield United in the final 15 minutes of this game looked so much better than what they did throughout the last 75 minutes of the game. Took the game to Manchester City. They were creating opportunities. The long throws were coming in. They were clearly causing problems to Manchester City. They find that shot on target through Jayden Bogle. Oli McBurnie comes off the bench as well, looked good. So I'm sure Sheffield United will feel a lot better having McBurnie and also Jayden Bogle coming out. It's a well-taken goal via a deflection. I don't think McBurnie's interfering with play, and I think that was a legitimate goal for Sheffield United. They grabbed the equaliser, and trust me, City fans very frustrated. We've seen this all too often. Kyle Walker's reaction said it all, booting the advertisement board out of frustration. Then you saw just how much of a rocket it was hit by Rodri. As soon as that ball left his boot, you knew it was flying into the top corner. That was a shot hit with anger. Well kept in by Kyle Walker. Takes the touch shot for Phil Foden to line it up very nicely. Takes the pace off the ball for Rodri just to strike that ball sweetly and into the back of the net and give Manchester City the 3 points in what I thought was a deserved 3 points for Manchester City. But take nothing away from Sheffield United. They gave us a real physical battle in this game. They defended deep. They defended well. Manchester City weren't on it, and Sheffield United very nearly, after being behind, escaped with a point from Bramall Lane, and I think they can take a lot of confidence away from this game. Man City, though, early on in the season, digging deep to grab the all-important 3 points. 3 games, 3 wins in the Premier League, top of the Premier League as well. I'm happy with that. I do think, one last point from the game, I thought City should have had at least another penalty in that first half. There was grappling going on, not just with Erling Haaland, but with other players. I'm surprised that VAR and the referee weren't penalising. They were saying going into the season they were going to cut out this shirt pulling, grappling, wrestling to the ground. There was 2 or 3 occasions where it happened from set pieces and corners. It wasn't punished, and Manchester City getting very frustrated late in that first half. But thankfully we don't have to moan and complain about that, because we have managed to come out with the 3 points in this game. But mark my words, we go into the match next week against Fulham with lessons to be learned. Manchester City, in my opinion, need to be creating a little bit more. Phil Foden made the difference for me coming off for Mateo Kovacic. I thought Kovacic had a good game, but I feel like Phil Foden offensively offers more to City than what Mateo Kovacic did. He got very involved with Manchester City. I don't know how fit he was heading into this game, but to me, Phil Foden needs to be one of the first names on the team sheet next week. I was a little bit disappointed not to see Jeremy Doku make his debut in this game. I can understand why he was at such a fine point of the game to bring him on. I think Man City ideally would have liked to have been 2-0, 3-0 up, bring him on for the last 15 or 20 minutes to make his debut. We were never put into that position, and so Manchester City, I think, just stuck with the players that they've had here for a long time to see the job out and get the job done, which ultimately in the end is what we have managed to do. So I think the management will regard that as a big success. And Juan Marlilo taking charge of his first Manchester City game in Pep Guardiola's absence since he picked up he's had a back injury for a little while. He's had an operation on that. He's now recovering in Barcelona, which is why Juan Bramall Lane took charge of this game. I missed a bit of Pep Guardiola's animation on the touchline, the moaning, the complaining, the water bottle throwing, slamming it on the ground, the hands up in the air and things like that. And unfortunately, he won't be back next weekend for our match against Fulham, but clearly Pep had an influence on this game. They'll have an influence next weekend against Fulham. And I feel like even though we're in the early parts of the season, these are important points to be playing for. And you have a look at some of our rivals that potentially could be competing for the Premier League title come the end of the season. Some of them dropping points, including Arsenal this weekend. Even at this early part in game week number 3, Man City need to capitalise, and albeit very late on through an 88th minute winner from Rodri, they have managed to do that and dig deep. As I said, there's lessons to be learned. Manchester City don't feel any punishment from this game. We've got a week to recover. We've got transfer deadline day coming up. We've got a chance here to add a little bit more depth to our team, which in my opinion is what we need to go and do. So all focus now can move on to that before we start to focus next week on Fulham. But players now can relax, recover, have a day off, I'm sure that they will, and come back ready, prepared and good to go for that match against Fulham. As I said, there's plenty of lessons to be learned for this game, but ultimately an away match in the Premier League where we come out with a victory and winning the game and picking up 3 points, I'm always going to be happy with that. And that second half, albeit not great for the heart rate, was a very entertaining game, and I am wishing Sheffield United the very best of luck for the season. If they continue to show that desire, fight and heart between now and the end of the season, I'm sure that they can stay in the Premier League as well. There will be other teams that City will face this season that will lie down and take it from Manchester City. Sheffield United showcasing that they aren't one of them, taking the physical battle to Manchester City. City put through the work, put through the war today, and City managed to come out on top as well in a difficult away match here at Bramall Lane. So I'm happy with that. Love to know your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget as well to leave a thumbs up if you are enjoying the content. 200 likes is the aim. Subscribe as well if you're new around here. It's free. Plenty more City's content to come throughout the season for you guys to enjoy and look forward to. We're on that push to 32,000 subscribers, now less than 500 subs away. So any help towards that would be much appreciated. Also, don't forget as well to go check out my social media links. They're in the description below and slammed across at the bottom of the screen if you want to go and follow me on my Twitter and Instagram. Email also in the description too if you want to hit me up for any sponsorships for any videos or any general business inquiries, and I'll see you all again real soon for the next Manchester City video, which we'll go back to the transfer stuff now. We'll have another daily Manchester City transfer update out later on today for you guys to look forward to, so I'll see you then. So I've been JSGC. Thank you everyone for watching. I hope everyone is safe and well. Peace. Ciao for now.